Let's try this again, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And today, I think I've got all the audio things sorted out. Something else had captured my audio. So we got that corrected now, and I believe we got video happening right now. I've got audio on right now. And so there's a 30-second lag between what you guys hear and what I'm saying. And so with that lag, which should be clearing up in just a moment. Let's see. There we go.
We can hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Hi, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. I can see you coming on. Thank you for being so patient. Hi, Lori, and thank you for that suggestion. I actually do sound checks before I go live, so I'm not certain what's happened. I think I tried to multi-stream through Facebook and YouTube. So what's happened is apparently Facebook is not allowing me to stream live onto Facebook. It's only allowing me to stream live through YouTube. But today we got a wonderful group of beings with us called the Elders, and they came to me this morning just after my meditation. And these are all the beings throughout our history, all the beings throughout all of human history for the millions of years we've been on this planet. These are all the beings that have, at our high points, been able to guide us to our most noble states, to states of love and compassion and creativity that we see even going on today, but not to the degree and extent that we're capable of. And they said we had to, the statement they gave to me is we have to learn to unbrand ourselves. And I asked them, what do you mean by unbrand ourselves? And they said, unbranding yourself means you get rid of what the world has given you as an identity. It has stamped it into the consciousness of your body, and you are lost in it. And you have to get unbranded. And they said to me, the closest comparative they said with cattle and other animals, where they used to take the branding iron, they brand the animal. Same kind of idea. But that's what our personality is, this thing we call our ego, our mind, our body, who we think we are. And that's a brand that's been imposed onto our consciousness. We've been branded by an identity that does not necessarily reflect accurately who you are as a being of love, as a being of light, as a being of the divine, manifesting yourself into time and space. And they said they'll be happy to take our questions today with regard to how do we begin to unbrand ourselves. And they said the first thing is to stop being like everybody else, to find your uniqueness. What is the thing that you love about being, that you love to do? You need to align yourself to the things that are most representative of your highest sense of joy, your highest sense of playfulness, your highest sense of love, your highest sense of compassion. Much of what you see in your human civilization today is devoid of a lot of those elements of love, compassion, and kindness. And so you have to unbrand yourself, not just as individuals, but as a species, collectively. You have to unbrand yourselves from where you are now. Yes. So some of the beings that are through, again, I've got native elders, I've got elders from other civilizations, the Atlanteans, the Lemurians, I got beings from the Pleiadians and the Syrians. They just call themselves the Elders. And unbranding was the category, literally removing the stamp of conditioning that we have on us that prevents us from articulating the level of creativity, the level of love, the level of light that each and every one of you is capable of expressing. And we're all capable of expressing great light and great love, they say. All of us are. It's just we have to peel off the layer of illusion that we live in. There's other ways, there's other colorful language they're using. Kick it out the door. They say you got to kick the old self out the door and clean house. Clean house. Time to clean house. And so learning to let go of this old identity is so important. In fact, it's crucial. You cannot live the life you came here to live until you kick the old self out of the house. And the old self is a part of you that keeps your body unhealthy. It keeps you in anger. It keeps you in fear. It keeps you in unhappiness. It keeps you in guilt. It keeps you in shame. It keeps you in states of being that do not represent who you truly are. And when we get to the place where we begin to honor those things, what we think, what we feel, when we sleep, how we exercise, what we do, when those things are representative of love and light, then we start to unbrand ourselves. We start to liberate ourselves into being what we truly, truly are in time and in space. Anyway, White Elk was saying to me that it's important you understand that nature does not brand itself. Nature is strictly the expression of consciousness in an unbroken harmony. There is no unbroken harmony between all forms of life in nature in its natural forms. He's saying we understand that there had to be a change, for in the further evolution of ourselves creatively, things had to change. We could not remain the same. Although remaining the same in some respects was delightful, there is evolution that is underway in our species. He says we are all the same family. We are all the same family. We have just different skins that we wear, but we are all the same family. The level of creativity and curiosity that we need to cultivate together, it cannot be cultivated alone, for there are some of us that can take care of this world better than others. There are some of us that can take care of these non-dimensional realms of your unphysical realms that you can be aware of and work with. It's important you understand that there are caretakers for many levels, but they're all designed to begin to work together to create a level of expansiveness and a level of freedom to go anywhere, to learn from anything, and to become that which you truly are. The suffering, he's saying the suffering is coming to a close. The suffering is coming to a close. It was foretold. The suffering was foretold for many generations, not just in one culture, but in all cultures. The great transformation has been spoken of for many. What's the word? I can't pinpoint the word. It's a word like regeneration is the best I can say. Regeneration, the regeneration. Every culture is knowing about the regeneration that's coming. Something that the ego fears, but the soul delights in. A great change. Yeah. I got another being coming here. They're saying it's what you would call the new earth. The world is literally the transformation of human collectivism into a unique expression of harmony and wholeness that allows it to respectfully interact with all members. The need to suppress or harm any other individual is ending. This will not be acceptable in the new world, which is why you see the old world collapsing, and those who live in the old world will suffer the death of the old world. Those who live in the old world and choose to stay in the old world will suffer the death of the old world. Those who choose to embrace the new world will suffer the life of the new world. And what a suffering you will delight in this. Yes. So that the ego, the old self, feels like it's being tortured and taken apart as the new world emerges. And it is. You cannot bring fear into a house of love. You cannot bring division into a house of unity. You cannot bring light into places where darkness is. The darkness will just dissipate. So it's important to understand that we are at that point now, that we have to really be mindful of being heart-centered, love-centered, joy-centered. And I don't know who this is, but somebody's saying it is inevitable that you will all attract into your world whatever is necessary to change it. Much the same way as you will feel the desire for hunger compel you to eat food, so too does your desire to evolve compel you to create experiences that will cause you to evolve from what you currently understand. And there are experiences coming. You're seeing some of them now, the very beginnings. And you might think of them as exclusively human contrivances, but they are not. These are things that come from above. These are things that come from who you truly are, and you're bringing them down into here, and you'll see them. You'll see many more things in the coming year. Great change. Great change. Do not be afraid. You're saying, do not be afraid. Be excited. Be hopeful. Be mindful. Unbrand yourself is what I'm hearing somebody saying. Unbrand yourself, which means to learn to let go of your old self. The old self of anger, fear, guilt, shame, poor eating habits, poor exercise. Get away from the things that keep you in a low vibrational energy in the old self. The old self is about suffering, and humanity's been in that old self for a long time. It's what causes the civilizations to collapse. We try to let go of the old self to bring forth the new, but if there's great resistance to the new, then the old and the new cancel each other out, and we have to start again. We're not going to start again, people. We're not going to start again. We're going to start anew. We're going to start something brand new on this dimensional plane. And this dimensional plane is shifting from 3 to 4 and 5D. And a lot of people don't understand the language of that. How can I put that to them? You cannot know that which you do not know when you are in what you know. As you liberate yourself from your own suffering, you will know a new world. And you'll begin to see it, and you'll participate in it because you'll be delighted by it. Cool. So we're going to do some Q&A right now. Again, I've never dealt with all these beings at once. Again, it's a cross-section of beings from many dimensions and many levels that call themselves the elders as a collective. And I've got Syrians, and I've got Lyrans, I got Pleiadians, I got natives, I got Romans, I got beings from many different realms, both on the human dimension and on others as well. And I can feel a lot of them that I'm very unfamiliar with, but I can feel their light and their excitement and their anticipation at what we choose to do as a species. Because this is not something that we do, while we do things individually to align ourselves to this, the hope is that we as a species, we will transcend beyond fear-based existence into love-based being, transcending from fear-based existence to love-based being. And they're saying there's a big fight from the ego, a big fight from the old self to try and hold on to fear. And many of your leaders on this planet do not understand this. They think that they're fighting a virus. They're not. They're fighting the old self, the old realm. They're trying to hold on to it because there's a lot of ego in your leadership on this planet today. There's a lot of ego in your planet, in your leadership today. And ego has no place where love dwells. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm going to scroll up here. Hi, Giovanna. Good morning, everybody. Elders from the Emerald Tablets, 7 Masters of the Men. Any messages? Wow. Giovanna, thank you so much. I get my heart, first of all, when you acknowledge them, literally when you acknowledge them, my heart energetically expands like this. So they're opening their heart to you. And to you, we say, continue to honor the light and the love. It is the love that gives form to the light in the expression of your world. It is love that gives form to the expression of light in this world. Honor both, but align yourself to love. This means many things. Sorry, Giovanna, I asked them a question. What do they mean by that? They said love means many things and many actions, but you will define it most obviously by that which will make others smile and be excited about living. Cool. Thank you, Giovanna. Good morning, Lori. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I do actually do sound checks for those of you guys who apparently Facebook will not let me broadcast simultaneously into Facebook without it. For some reason, it doesn't let my audio and video work. So I have no idea why that is. So it looks like I'll be broadcasting through YouTube exclusively from this point forward, just so we don't have that interruption. But they say the interruption is good for me from the perspective of overcoming limitations. And when I asked them what I mean by that, I said, just because you can only go through one channel doesn't mean that you have limitations. And so that was a very fascinating lesson for me today, as it always is. Question from Patricia. I want to communicate with ET brothers, but I know I still might jump out of my skin if it happened. How do I get over that fear? I don't know this. I'm not sure who this being is, but they're saying first you must get your attention off the fear. When you see it come and you know what it is, turn away from it. Turn away from it. Once you perceive it, turn away from it. They laugh because they say they keep saying you come running up to them. You come running up to them, and just as you start to recognize who they are, your fear kicks in. Just as you begin to feel them and recognize them, they say your fear kicks in, and then you're captured by your fear and you lose sight of them. They're saying once you identify the fear, turn your attention away from it, and keep turning your in skid control, where they train drivers how to go if they lose control of the car, how to get control of the car. It's not so much about what you do with your hands and your feet. It's about where you're looking. It's about where you're looking, literally. And I've experienced this on the highway where I literally lost control on an off-ramp and the car started to spin. And a voice in my head said, look to where you want to go. And I literally looked towards the top of the ramp I was aiming for. And literally within a millisecond, the car was suddenly going in that direction. So whenever you perceive your fear, don't look at it. Turn away from it. Turn away from it. Look to love. Like literally. If more people could just learn that simple thing, yes, I get it. They're telling me to say this. If more of you could learn that simple thing, to turn your attention away from your fear, for the fear is the old, not the new. Turn your attention away from it, and you will go away from it. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Wow. Thank you, Patricia. Great question. Oh, my apologies. Question from Blaine. Those who live in the old world will suffer the death of the old world. Does this mean the unawakened will not join the awakened in the 5D? Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what it means. But there's an actual physical process that's going on right now. There's a real change in the physical realm that's unfolding right now. And those who choose to be aligned to fear will suffer its children. Yes. So people that are getting ill, disease is because of fear. Disease is because of fear. And anything that comes from the creation of fear, I'm going to protect myself from that. Anything that comes from fear will create more of itself, just like anything from love creates more of itself. Yes. So they're saying, understand, if you are in alignment with what you know to be love, then your actions and your being will be in alignment with that. And the old world is passing away. And those who are not in alignment with it, there are things that are happening. There are things that are happening on your world that are both of love and of fear. But this time, the law shall still be upheld. But it will be upheld in such a way that one will be served and not the other this time. Turn away from fear. Thank you, Blaine. Yeah, being able to turn our attention away from fear, it's so liberating when you can do that. I'm actually thinking of going skydiving now, just because I want to really put myself in touch with that reality. Being able to actually jump out of a physical airplane several thousand feet in the air and to glide down, to not be governed by fear at all. Can you imagine if every day of your life you woke up and you were excited because you weren't afraid, and no matter what was going to come into your day throughout that day, that you were going to be able to experience it in a way that made you feel good. So even if something was appearing to be off or not right, that you can actually engage it in such a way that something really amazing would come out of it. This is how love works. Love works that way. It knows how to transform. It knows how to do things in ways that fear cannot. Fear is very, very precise. Fear is based in suffering. Fear is based in pain and suffering. Fear is based in disease and death. Fear is based in just pain. It's not necessary anymore. Fear can be based on the yes, okay. They're saying fear for some of you is very bad. Fear for some of you is very good. And what we mean by this is simply there are those in the animal kingdom that fear for them is the difference between life and death. And it is true too in the human realm that fear is the difference between life and death. But you can ignore your fear and be reckless. You do not want to be reckless. You want to be in love, for love will determine different actions than your fear ever shall. So align yourself to love. You must remember not to be living in your fear anymore. It will not be allowed in the new world. Fear does not belong there. Thank you. Oh, let's see here. Question from Carolyn. Carolyn, do the elders have any advice for me with my job? I just started a few weeks ago. It's funny. Unbranding ourselves is what they said today was about. The concept of unbranding ourselves. We know. We know what the idea of a brand is. We all know we've seen animals get branded. Tattoos are a form of brand. Your personality, who you've been taught to think you are, is a brand on your soul. Your soul has been branded with an identity from this physical world. And as long as you believe you are that identity, you're branded, you're stuck in it. And whatever that brand represents, you're stuck in it. And if the brand you were given as a child is fear, pain, and suffering, then you're stuck with fear, pain, and suffering unless you know how to unbrand yourself. And they say the process of unbranding is a process of releasing yourself from your suffering, releasing yourself from your fear, returning yourself to love. Yes. Yes. You'll also know how to, you'll know everything you'll need to say and do. You will know from love. Just as you do, everything you say and do from fear creates certain results in your life, everything you will do from love will create very certain results. So unbrand yourself, like unbrand yourself from conceptions that would not support nor sustain the experience you're desiring to have in this new job. Like, get rid of ideas and beliefs in your mind that do not represent what you want to be experiencing in this new job. They're saying that you created this new job because you wanted to experience something different. And your concerns and some of the things that are come in such a short time for you is that you see things that might not represent that. And we would simply recommend that you remember what your original intention and vibration was in choosing this job, and to let your original intention of excitement and playfulness and curiosity and prosperity to be the driver of your perception and not your old self, what you remember happening. Wow, thank you, Carolyn. Oh, Drusilla, thank you for that. I really appreciate that super chat. Any messages for me? I love you guys so much. Do they have any messages about the bears visiting us on our trip? They're saying you are ready to embrace your power. You're ready to embrace your power. Do you need to be reminded of this? It is important you understand those areas in which you do not feel very powerful, that you are very powerful. You must remember your power. This is a very obvious thing for you, we understand, to remember that no matter what you think you see, that you are greater and more powerful than any of that. Remember your power in all things, that you are not subjective to the dictates of this world, but are in fact able to offer it something new. Wow. Somebody's saying your healing is a great demonstration of this. Your healing is a great demonstration of this. I don't know why they're saying that, Drusilla, but they're saying that to you. Your healing is a great demonstration of your power. Cool. That's wonderful. I wonder how many bears you had. Yeah, bears are pretty cool creatures. Wonderful. Question from Lori. I plan on water fasting this week for 3 days. It just said yes right away. They just said, yes, do it. They're just saying yes. Like, in fact, I don't know why they're very strong. Like, there's a huge emphasis on this. Like, yes, 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 yes. There's something, yeah, something in your heart, something about this, your heart, through this fasting is going to open. They're saying you'll know more of what we speak, not by what your body feels, but by what you perceive. Not by what your body feels, although it will feel better, by what you are able to perceive. This is the great gift that you are seeking. You think it is just to clean your body, but it is to clean your perception, to make you more aware of what it is you need to be more aware of. Wow. Thank you, Lori. Great question. I love these guys. They're all good. Wow, this is a great question from Gigi. Why do I have to cry always when I feel any of the higher beings give me an energy booster? Then it stops. They're laughing. They're saying because you have not learned how to integrate it. You have, in your case, you have not learned how to integrate the light. You are moved by the love, but we are seeking for you to rise up and be as we are in love. To be as we are from the perspective of love, can true service be performed? From the perspective of your love, can your true service be performed? If you integrate, yes, to integrate. So integrate, Gigi, you want to, when you feel them coming in, you want to integrate the vibrations in, like breathe it into your body, bring those higher frequencies in your body so you can literally reorganize the molecular consciousness in your body to align more deliberately to these higher frequencies, higher dimensional energies. And understand, this is the ascension process, folks. The ascension process is literally an integration of higher vibrational frequencies into a lower vibrational matrix, elevating the lower vibrational matrix to a frequency that allows us to bring the higher through into our expressions. And those of us who are so attached to the brand we've been given, the name you think you are, the thoughts you think you are, the memories you think you are, that you think are who you are, when you divest yourself of more and more of that, you become more and more of what you really are. You know, more light, more love, more creative, more powerful, more potential, more compassionate, more understanding, more patient, more perseverant, more dynamic. You become more of what you naturally are without limits. Your brand limits you to the brand, you know, but yes. So the goal for today was to communicate the concept of unbranding ourselves, to become unbranded to what we've been branded by the beliefs we've been given, the ideas we've been given, the thoughts and perceptions of the world that have been impressed on us about what is true and what is false, to divest ourselves of that, to align ourselves to something that is greater, that you truly already are. You came in that way. Now it's important to go out that way. And especially during this time, your physical body, the health and vitality of your body. You notice a lot of people are going on to water fasting, dietary changes. There's been this massive activity all around the world for people to be healthy. And this is because there's an awareness, there's a nascent awareness. We innately know as souls that there's a transformation in consciousness underway right now. And it's happening faster, not slower. It's going to happen a lot faster. And it's not just happening to our physical bodies, it's happening to the earth. It's happening with the sun. It's happening with everything at all points of time and space simultaneously. You can't separate one facet of infinity from any part because it's all one and the same thing. Yes. So you want to really unbrand yourself and getting to what the old adage on many of the Greek temples: know thyself. Not the self that you've been given by the world, but the self that you are, that is here to serve in this physical dimension. That is the self you want to come to a place of knowing. That is the self you want to begin to integrate into this present moment, so that you start to articulate that through time and space. And it's like I said, you listen to a really good song, right? You listen to a really, really, really good song and you hear it broadcasting and suddenly you find yourself wanting to move to that song. Your soul does the same thing with matter, time, and space. When you bring yourself through who you are, when you bring yourself through into your physical body and you really start to articulate yourself, you literally start to broadcast a new energy. And from the soul perspective, you are fourth and fifth dimensional. And we're trying to bring all that down now. And many of these other beings are with us working on this project with us too, because this is a very exciting project. It's a creation that we're co-creating on. Very fascinating. Thank you, Gigi. I hope that addressed that. Let's see, we got a question from Reflection. What is the relationship between the spiritual realm and the physical realm? They're saying it's one of degree, not of definition, although your definition of the degree will limit you to the definition. But in truth, the spirit in your cells is equal to the spirit that you are. But one is the governing principle, where the other one is the executive principle, one that carries out the creative process at your command. And the awareness that you become organizes this matter. As many of you are now moving into fourth and fifth dimensional realms of consciousness, your matter is changing. You will see many different things happen in matter that represent the symptoms of what that does with the body. There are some of you that are not able to make this transition, are not even conscious of it. And many of you are leaving because you are unable to make that transition in that body. So you will find another way. Yes. So really getting your body in a high vibrational state is really important. Getting your body into a high vibrational state is really important. That means, what are you putting in your body to keep its vibration, its life, its energy vibrating high at a higher frequency? What are you doing to keep your mind sharp and clear and quiet, crystal clear? What do you do to keep the body strong and flexible? What do you do to keep your body connected to the earth and feeling your body properly grounded to the energy of the earth? There's fundamental things that we all need to do to keep our vibration high. And they tell us this all the time, and not just through me, but through many others as well, that we have to vibe higher. What does that really mean? It basically means vibing higher. You're in a higher state of frequency, a more vital vibration. A state of joy is an example. If you've ever had crazy laughter where you're just laughing, you just can't stop laughing, you just feel this incredible joy and you don't want to stop laughing. And then when you stop laughing and you feel the contrast between that state of joy and non-joy, you can feel the difference in the energy in your body from one state to another. But we can bring that state of joy. It doesn't have to be an overt laughter, but you can literally bring quiet joy into your body. You can literally be in a state of absolute bliss and be as still as the Buddha in meditation. You can bring joy and be physically as still as the Buddha in meditation. And you can also be jumping up and down and singing and dancing and experiencing the same joy. So the way you choose to articulate your joy is going to be unique and distinct. But the physical world is governed by the spiritual realm. That's the transition we're making. We're moving from being governed by material experiences as the cause and effect of what we think is reality to we are causing the changes in time space now. We are generating changes in time space. And it's been going on for a couple hundred years now when they started picking up radio waves and started realizing, there's these different frequencies of energy and light waves. And when we started to recognize X-rays and cosmic rays and gamma rays, as we began to extend our awareness of these non-physical realms, this physical realm has been changing. The way the Industrial Revolution didn't happen because of human interaction here. It happened because higher energies of ideation and frequencies are coming down from the soul level into time and space. And we're organizing matter from that perspective now. And a lot of people are struggling to try and keep this level of matter organized to be in control of this physical world with the physical world. Using physical force on different people. Using war, those old paradigms to try and maintain a physical world a certain way. It's not going to work anymore, guys. War is not going to work anymore. It won't. These higher frequencies of energy are going to transcend all that. You won't be able to do it. Doesn't matter where you go or what weapons you create or cultivate, it will not work. War is an old paradigm of the old self, the branded self that says, I'm this ego, I'm this body, I'm this mind, this is the only reality. Guess what? You're in for a surprise. We're all in for a delightful surprise. So you want to get past that, really, really get past that. The spiritual realm is now becoming the controlling element in the material world now. The material world is becoming subjective to it. Let's see here. Question from Betsy. Wow. Could the elders please give us a mantra to use during meditation a day to attempt communion with them? Wow. Yes, absolutely. The blessing is already being passed on to you right now. It's literally being passed on to you right now, Betsy. So just receive that. What mantra can this being use to align to you deliberately in her meditation? They're saying use this phrase, but use it with conviction and not simply as words that you mouth with your body, but the conviction of your heart must be in these words. I am love, and we are love. I am love, and we are love. The articulation of the energy will align you to the frequency, which is why we stress with you to be mindful on not just mouthing words, but communicating an awareness of an energy that you are love and we are love. And in knowing you are love and we are love, then we are joined. Then inspiration that comes from this frequency is yours to receive in that unique form. It is not just words, it is an energy. I am love. We are love. I am love. We are love. If you feel the energy that you are able to cultivate with that frequency, not the words in and of themselves, the words are structured thusly to align to that frequency, but it is what you feel of the words that gives the meaning to what it is you're seeking to understand, what you are seeking to bring forth. I am love. We are love. This is what you may use. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Betsy. I really, really appreciate that. Wow. Lori, thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. Thanks you, Bogmilla. I really appreciate that. Bogmilla has a question. Any messages for me from the elders? Wow. Just love to you. They're saying so much love to you. If you can but receive from us what we see as you, you will not be so concerned. Again, I do not know why they're saying that. Even now, if you can feel the love that we extend to you, you will know that you are that which we extend to you. Do not be so caught up in trying to feel anything other than what you are present with at this moment. And in the awareness of that which we are with you, in that awareness, you are liberated from those limiting things. And you will not be bound to respond as you have, but you will be able to respond as you are, not as you have, right? And that, yeah. So they're also making a distinction between remembering that all of our responses come from either our past, what we've been branded to be. It's really important to understand this concept of branding, not in terms of marketing, but it works in marketing too. But you've been marketed, you've been branded by your environment to be a certain brand, a certain way. And when you start to unbrand yourself, you begin to literally start to see and become who you are. So your fears, your guilt, your shame, your anger, all the stuff going on, when you start to realize these thoughts are not who I am. In fact, 90% of the thoughts in our minds aren't even our own. 90% of the thoughts in our minds were given to us by books and television, radio, our parents, teachers. And when you start to drop those thoughts, you start to wonder, well, who am I? What do I really want to think about myself? What do I really want to think about the world? what would make me excited about it? When you start to unbrand it, when you start to disassemble yourself from the matrix that you've been programmed into. Yes, they're saying you'll come to a deeper understanding of how you are actually free, because you get to decide that. You don't have to keep the same clothing on. You don't have to keep the same clothing on anymore. Wow. Wow. Love Doggies wants a message. Wow. I don't know. I'm getting a picture. I don't know why, but they're showing me a picture of you holding an animal close to your heart. I keep getting I don't know why I keep getting like a squirrel-like creature, but they're saying something. There's something, the spirit of an animal. It's like the spirit of the animal that you need to bring closer to your heart. It's like a squirrel. Is it a squirrel? It's squirrel. It's a squirrel-like animal. It feels more squirrel to me than anything else, what they're showing me. But to bring the spirit of this animal close to your heart, this will really help you today, to help you get free of this. They're saying nonsense. I don't know what the nonsense is for you, but whatever that is, again, I feel that it's more like a squirrel, but they're showing me an image of you holding it to your chest, and they're saying to bring the spirit of that creature closer to you, the spirit of it. Well, a question from I Am Universe. My granddaughter has been complaining with chest and stomach pains. Is this ascension related? Can we heal her? Thank you. No, they're saying there's something that her body's not getting. There's something her body needs, but there's something that troubles her heart too. She's having difficulty. She does not know how to tell you this in her heart. She's in great, they're saying she's in great conflict. She does not understand this one. You must ask her to tell her what her heart thinks, so that you can understand what her stomach is feeling. She does not have language to say the words of what troubles her. Yeah. There's something going on. I don't know what it is, but they're saying there's something that's troubling her heart, and she does not have the language to articulate this into words. It's really upsetting to her. That's why her stomach's upset. And not her physical heart. Something's going on in her life that's really troubling her heart. And her stomach is the feelings that she has about it. She doesn't have the language, the way to process what's in her heart in words, and that's what's causing the pain in the stomach. Yes. They're saying they will not be specific, for it will become obvious when you ask her. They're saying you must let her feel safe. They're stressing that you must help her to feel safe in saying what she is. Let her know that what is in her heart is safe to share. What is in her heart, she must be made to feel it is safe to share. They're saying there's two people that she feels really safe with, but they need to make her feel safe, that to say what she needs to say, that she is safe doing that. Yes. Wow. That's something I would have preferred to bring forth in a reading, but wow. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We all have to understand what they came forth to unbrand ourselves. Who you think you are is not who you are, but what you choose to think becomes who you think you are. And most of what you think you are was what you were branded to be, right? And it's unlike a brand where you brand a cow. This does not have to, you don't have to be scarred for life with a personality that doesn't represent who you are as a soul. You want to be able to unbrand yourself, divest yourself of the old self, who you've been conditioned to think you are, and start to consider, who do I really want to be? Who am I really? You weren't born to be poor. You weren't born to be unhealthy. You weren't born to suffer. None of us were born in suffering. But we were conditioned into it. We were branded into it. We were impressed. You work hard till you die. We were given all kinds of stuff from the world. We were branded, given information that we bought into. And we need to learn to let it go, to reveal who we are and what we came here to do and be. Because every single one of us has an incredible light within us. You know, every single one of you has an incredible light within you, that when you can peel back the mask of the personality and reveal what's underneath, you'll be astounded. You'll meet the star that you are. You know, we're taught to we look at all these stars and these sports people that are all successful and they're great heroes in our society, but that's who you are. But you've forgotten that, so you look for it out there. We've been taught to look for our heroes out there. You are the hero. Find it. You won't find it in the old self. You won't find it in your memories. You won't find it in your fear about the future. You'll find it in who you choose to be in this moment. Choose to be joy. Choose to be love. Choose to be playful. Choose to be who you want to be, who you really are. Do not stay hidden in the forest of your past. Liberate yourself into the being of yourself in the present. This is our last words today. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the donations that came today. If you want to support these messages, please go to my Patreon page, become a member at Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Or as you've seen others done, you can also make a donation to my PayPal account, or you can do a super chat here. And I want to thank everybody for contributing so graciously today. I really appreciate it. 20% of all the donations that come in through YouTube and that go through Patreon go to ourrescue.org, which is a group that we support that helps rescue children and help them escape from the sex slave trade and the slave industry, right? Because there's children enslaved all over the world. So that's one of the charities that we support. You can go over to their webpage, Our Rescue, ourrescue.org, and support them. They're doing amazing work, and they've rescued thousands of children in the short time that they've gotten organized. And again, I want to thank you for showing up. Your showing up here is equally as important and your questions. These are also important because what questions you have will offer something to somebody else. Anyway, we are grateful that we get to serve you this way. I want to say much love to all of you, and I want to wish you a wonderful and a joy-filled day, and we'll see you on Wednesday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.